Hello, world. It's me again. And I just want to talk about COVID and all these viruses and the future viruses and what we may come to, a problem that we'll come to in the future. So, the first point is I think all these chemicals that we've used, hand sanitizer, Lysol, all those things that kills all the germs, actually was not good for us because it kept us away from all the germs that we needed to learn in order to beat COVID. And if you think about it, none of the bums or the homeless or the dirty, I'm not calling them dirty, but people that lived around germs dirty, they were all perfectly fine for COVID. You didn't see anybody getting ill from COVID. And the third world countries, all the countries that are eating, and the flea markets off the streets, us United States, we have the strictest cleaning guidelines for all the restaurants and every, stores and whatnot. So that's why, we got affected the most. If you looked at all the charts of where the COVID numbers were, you'll see that the United States was just lit up in red dots everywhere, and all the other countries had few. And then they stopped showing those because people would be connecting the dots probably. And so, if you think about it, we've been using chemicals since the last outbreak, and hand sanitizer, went off the chains, and all the sales and Lysol and everything else. It's actually killing all the germs that we need to learn every single day. We need to update our system just like a phone. You got to update a phone. You got to update a computer. You got to update our body with all the new germs that are around to help our immune system fight off anything else. So laying off on the chemicals would be a good idea. And taking off the mask would be a great idea. You need to learn germs. Can't stress that out too much. So, if you think about it also, when the pandemic first hit, they said that the old people were getting hit the worst. Well, they didn't specify which old people. They said old people. If you were to, research it, you'll notice that it was all the old people that was living in clean places, like assisted living places, where maids and the nurses would clean their rooms, their facilities, where they can and can't go. Those are the ones that got affected most because the outside family members would bring in the germs, and then they would get hit and, get bad. And over the time of the pandemic, the number went down. They said, 45-year-olds are getting affected more and this and more, because they started wearing the masks at the beginning and wearing, all this chemicals over 24/7. And if you look at all the essential people who worked in the constructions and warehouses and just constant dirtiness 24/7, all of them made it out fine. Well, not all of them, but there's always that bell curve. But they could be living a different lifestyle at home, but at the beginning everybody was fine, and few of them that went all masked out, chemicaled out. Over the time, some of them, they blocked themselves from learning all the germs that they needed to learn. And then the kids, when they kept the kids out of school for 2 years and, stopped them from, online schools and everything else, and the kids were getting affected. But not all the kids, just the kids that were, parented by Karens and, all the maskers and vaxxers. And then I don't want to get into the vaccination part. God knows what's in that. But you just need to lay off on the chemicals, the masks, and learn the germs. You'll be fine.